All right, welcome back. Let's bring you to everything that we're doing on the show this morning. Let's also tell you, we're going to give you a slice of American football on the show. We're going to be talking about it much later. But first, let's bring you to everything that we're doing. We've talked about women's football, talking about the Super Four. We've talked about the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, the South American region. We've talked about the White House visit of the National Hockey League champions. So, talk to us about all of these things. You can send us a mail, sportsthismoney@channelstv.com. On Facebook, you get across to us, Channels iPhone Sports. And on Twitter, do your best, send the tweets. We will read them at channels_sports. That's how you can get your voice heard across the globe. And of course, you will be a crucial part of this program. We also like to let you know that if there's something you think we should be talking about on the show that we've left out, you can also remind us, and we will do our best to cover a lot of ground, all for you on Sports This Morning.
Right. Talking about, getting your message across. A couple of tweets we'll just take before we move on to the next segment of the show. Guforo Bosun says Argentina's pedigree shown through yesterday. I only hope they don't get paired against Nigeria this time around. While Net Blaster, we also have your tweets. You're saying Messi is absolutely phenomenal. Always believed he could do it, and he delivered for Argentina yesterday. And so a lot of the tweets are coming in, giving a lot of waxing lyrical about Lionel Messi. And you say, why not? This guy has been in incredible form, and what he did yesterday is what you call being clutch in sports general. When he needed to step up, he did just that.
Yeah,
right, that's it. Now, let's move on with the show now, Yemi. Let's go and talk American football in Nigeria.
Surprise.
Interesting, right? I mean, we always hear a lot of times, we talk about how Nigeria should be a multi-sports country. I mean, with the population and with the talents you see every day on your streets, you think Nigeria should be, recording successes across sports, but it hasn't been the case. And so it's very interesting when you see initiatives like this, American football in Nigeria, and you start to wonder, okay, what's going on here? But we have more updates on that, definitely.
Yeah. Let's quickly join Amas Chukwuemeka. He's the national team coach for American football in Nigeria. Tayo just told you about American football for African mission, something that's an ambitious plan to get youths playing American football. So let's really get through to Amas Chukwuemeka. If you can hear me, very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Morning time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm here with my colleague Tayo Salam. He will also be asking you a few questions. But let me start you off by asking this question. Before we even talk about the camp, the initiative, talk about the interest. A lot of people find it strange. Do we even have American football in Nigeria? So talk about the level of interest for the game in this part of the world.
Yeah, like you can see, everybody now, it's all about diversification of sports. And American football have come to stay in Nigeria. Like what we see today, a lot of kids are queuing up to the program we have here now in Nigeria. We've been everywhere doing camps every year in Nigeria, getting people, kids all over the country coming together to play football. And, we've been looking at, a lot of turnouts have been coming up, to come and participate in this sport. Like what we have, this year when we had the camp in the National Stadium, we had well over 200 kids together, playing football. Today, again, we have well over 500 kids, that have queued up into the youth football league we are about to create in Nigeria. A lot of parents are supporting this cause. A lot of people are putting up their interest in this sport. This is a sport that can thrive in Nigeria because we have everything to be able to do together, to achieve a lot of purpose in Nigeria concerning American football.
Interesting stuff going down in Zaria. Amadi, let's talk about how receptive have the kids, how receptive have they been to the teachings in camp? You want to consider the fact that there's really no American football culture in Nigeria.
Wow, man, we were so very, very, very surprised, the way these kids are picking up everything together. It is the second week to which we have gone into this program, and a lot of them have been picking it out. American football is very technical, like we can see, but we were surprised when we came in Zaria and trying to do this sport. Every of the kids were able to understand fully, the difficulty about it, and everything, we'll be putting out to them. They'll be taking it on. Like the little kid you have there, there's a kid called Buffett to me, Monday. He's 4 years old. I was surprised. He said he's a running back and he understands fully what a running back's responsibilities are. That is the essence to which, a lot of kids out here are really, picking it up.
All right.
Interesting. The turnout is quite massive. Over 500 kids.
Yeah. Let me also quickly ask you, a lot of people have erroneous opinions about American football. Do you have to be tall? Do you have to be huge? Is it safe to play without protective gear? What can you tell us? The requirements, physical qualities, attributes that you must have, and how to ensure that all this talk about, especially head injuries, all of those things can be avoided.
Yeah, as long as you're interested, to play football, football is for everybody. You have to be physically fit, you have to be mentally alert, because football deals with the IQ. You have to be, articulate, in your IQ, intellectual quotient have to be high. Then, when we talk about body types doesn't really matter in football because everybody's needed. Like if you're big, you can be a lineman. If you're fast, you can be a running back. You can be a receiver. If you're tall, you can be able to catch the ball. Everybody's needed. Football is a large industry, and when we have different characteristics playing together, it's interesting because it's not designated for a particular kind of people. The only thing you need to play football is first and foremost the determination. The sheer in yourself to be able, to stand, in the time of aggressiveness and everything about, to be able to make it, work and as a team sport, like we say, your intelligent question matters.
Right. Amadi, again, you talked about the parents being very supportive of their kids in camp. But have they shown any kind of apprehension? I mean, in terms of because of the nature, the full contact nature of the sports.
No, like we try to address this issue, with these kids. We taught them about safety. Our slogan is